So there are growing threats amid a ceasefire in the Middle East. Israeli attacks in Lebanon and turmoil in the Strait of Hormuz risk undermining a 2-week ceasefire with Iran. President Donald Trump says the U.S. military will remain in place until a full peace deal is reached. Vice President JD Vance is set to lead the U.S. team in peace talks with Iran this weekend in Pakistan, zeroing in on a central sticking point.
We want Iran to not be able to make a nuclear weapon. We want the nuclear fuel, which is something the president has made very clear.
Iran disputes that giving up its enriched uranium was part of the ceasefire agreement. Mediator Pakistan initially said the ceasefire includes Lebanon, but Israel and the U.S. dispute that. Iran says the fighting must end there too under a final deal. And folks, keep in mind we're just in day 2 of a ceasefire with Iran, but you can see the deal is already facing problems. According to an Iranian news agency, the country has also once again stopped oil traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. So let's bring in Scripps News Group's Washington correspondent, Stephanie Liebergen. Good morning, Stephanie. So a big question on the minds of many Americans is, how does all of this affect gas prices here in the U.S.?
Hey, good morning, Michelle. Well, we saw the oil prices plummet yesterday and drop significantly on news of the ceasefire, and they dropped really on a lot of that optimism that more ships were going to be getting through the Strait of Hormuz. But since we saw effectively no additional ships move through the Strait of Hormuz than had moved through on Tuesday, that optimism is quickly going away. The price of Brent crude oil, which is a good international benchmark to keep an eye on, that is creeping back up today, and it's getting closer to $99, $100 a barrel again, which is a mark that we dropped below on that optimism. But experts say until ships start actually moving through the Strait of Hormuz, all of this ceasefire is just talk. Once ships are moving, prices could drop quickly. We could see prices drop as quickly as like 5 to 10 cents a gallon per week. The national average right now, $4.17 a gallon. You all there in Texas, a little bit lower than that. You lucky ducks, $3.87 a gallon is the average across the state of Texas. But even if the Strait of Hormuz opens and even if shipping traffic goes back to normal, we're not necessarily going to see gas prices drop all the way down to what we were paying for 6 weeks ago before the Iran war even started. And there's a couple reasons for that. One, we are getting to summertime, and that means the summer gas blend is going to be used, and that is more expensive. Summertime also means more road trips, and that means there's increased demand. Increased demand also keeps prices a touch higher. So those combinations mean that even if everything went back to normal tomorrow, we're not going to see prices go all the way back down to what we were paying 6 weeks ago when we were still in the winter blend and when demand was lower. We might get back to those prices, but it might not be until after the summer. It might not be until later into the fall or winter. So prices can drop quickly if the Strait of Hormuz gets back to normal. But right now, there are no indications that 60-some ships are going to go through the Strait of Hormuz on a daily basis, which is the average. The last couple days, it's been around 5, maybe 7 ships that are going through the Strait of Hormuz. So it's still effectively closed, which means we're not going to see our gas prices around here drop until there is a drastic change in that strait.
Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for the heads up and all the info. We hope to talk to you again soon.